Good evening. We thank you for joining us. It is going to be an interesting night tonight, I think. We will be beginning where we left off. But first, for those who may not be familiar, or who may just be joining us, I think we should meet our pack, our Canites. Shall we?
Hello, I am Jason DORN. I am worried how this meeting may turn out, but I am excited for the prospects that may come from it.
Hola, I'm TREY. Um, yeah, I found out some shit. So, yeah, let's get to it. Yeah.
Hello, I am Victor BELLSHANE, and I'm hoping I didn't poison myself last time.
Hi, I'm Isaiah, and I'm playing Wesley West Jones. Just a kid who wants to get more superpowers.
Superpowers, secrets uncovered. Let's see where all these desires and goals get our Canites tonight. With this, the most recent episode of Book of Saints. When last we left our Canites, they had awoken, going about their nightly routine, and were greeted by their guide. The individual that they had encountered, announcing himself as Sheriff. No, not that kind of sheriff, but a sort of sheriff of Mexico City nonetheless. Filled them in on the power players of the city. You have the warriors, Hanna and the Seven, the Greeks, and Forenza Savannah, who is attempting to convert Mexico City into a Camarilla territory. Our Canites got to work. They needed allies. They needed a foothold. So they chose Hanna and the Seven to begin. They were taken to a brothel where Hanna resides with her seven, a business that she owns. TREY notably chose not to be seen in this moment. Using his newfound abilities of obfuscate, he maneuvered through the crowd, the writhing bits of flesh, the mortal dancers, and the kindred who feed. Our Canites arrived at a back room full of cushions, tapestries, the scent of incense, and shisha. And began their conversation. TREY was spotted on the outside. A figure, androgynous, hair cut short in a broad-shouldered, probably padded suit jacket, slim-fitting pants. TREY quickly left the scene, following behind his friends, Hanna and the Seven, his new targets, we'll say. While the rest of the pack conversed and played nice, TREY was listening. The side conversations that took place in this chamber were quite interesting. Two individuals spoke of Forenza Savannah, saying that she'd offered a deal. And it seems like they may be inclined to take it. We'll see what TREY does with this information and what the rest of the pack does with their conversation. Now, Saints, this is where we find you. This is where we pick up. TREY, we'll start with you. You know what you've just heard. What would you like to do?
Stay silent and sneaky, and move on. Yeah, just creeping.
Excellent. Staying with these two individuals, or are you drifting?
Drifting. I don't think they got anything more important. They want to talk in secret. So, yeah.
Indeed. Kindly give me wits and awareness.
Got to take note of memorizing their faces, since I don't have names.
You see a relatively tan-skinned individual, as much as Kindred can be tan. Long hair tied back into a ponytail down by his neck. He wears a fishnet shirt, probably leather pants, or perhaps, that fake bit of nonsense that was popular in the 90s. Heavy amounts of chains all along his legs, and fingerless gloves. Tacky for this time set, but no doubt he was the height of popularity when he was changed. The second individual, female, dressed similarly, though not as audaciously, not as gaudy. You see tight leather pants, knee-high boots, a black band t-shirt that has been sort of purposely shredded and cut up, exposing some of the undergarments between some of the tears. Heavy amounts of tattooing all across her arms. You imagine likely continuing, or at least you can actually see a good portion of it continues along her chest, along her neck. Hair is tied up into a bun with two what looks like they make hair aesthetic stuff that looks like daggers. These look like small daggers. Not for aesthetic purposes, just daggers put through the bun.
You said wits and awareness roll?
Yes, please.
7 successes with a regular crit. Yeah.
7 successes with a regular crit. Next thing you hear that is interesting to you is an individual that appears to be talking to himself over in the corner. Yes, I think that they're interesting, perhaps. New playthings. No. Well, it's whatever Hanna wants, I suppose. They are cute, though. Almost like terriers. Yeah. No, I don't think we can eat them yet. Patience.
Fucking weirdo.
This individual is blonde, very clearly not from the local area, given the facial features, the hair color. Very blonde-haired, blue-eyed, European-looking gentleman. He is in a stained hoodie with loose-fitting jeans. You assume a belt is tied around as it kind of crunches up near his waist. And no shoes.
That's fucking disgusting. Unsanitary. You know how much juices are on the floor of this place? Like, golly. The fuck?
By all means, feel free to tell him.
No, internal monologue.
Well, that is the most interesting thing you hear following the conversation about Fiorenza. We rejoin Victor, Jason, and Wesley. Hanna again is seated amidst a ton of cushions, kind of just leaning back, relaxing. How long do you plan to stay in Mexico City?
Not really sure yet. I mean, we just got here, so, a little while.
Then this isn't exactly a social call, is it?
Yes and no. Wanted to make your acquaintance and primarily just making rounds. Wanted to say hi.
Hi.
What is your take on everything that's happened to our homeland?
It's no secret that Mexico has changed. It has been a long time since Tenochtitlan has been at the height of its power. And now we have Camarilla on our doorstep, hoping to make a name for herself. And yet we can't touch her. She's careful. I'm saddened, and admittedly I plunge myself into that every once in a while. But the Camarilla will never hold Mexico City. Not again. This place is our home. And broken though it may be, I love it.
It sounds like if we could fix it, you would be all about that, though.
Dear, what is there to fix?
Just said that it was broken.
I also said that no one could get to her. She's our biggest problem.
True.
So what else would you fix about our home?
I don't know yet. I don't even know if I can. Or if anything needs to be.
Victor, you see her face change at this. Wesley, Jason, you guys can take note of this as well. There's a look of almost like surprise on her face when you say this. Don't know
When I said fixing it or
you don't know
broken.
Whenever you said you don't know if you can. You are not exactly a visionary then.
Good to have goals, but it's also good to live in the real world. Things
the
don't always
real
go
world.
as smoothly as we set out for them to be.
True. Very true. You two have been quiet. What do you think of our home? Is it your first time visiting?
Wesley's like surprised because he was just sitting in the corner drinking a Coke. He didn't expect to be addressed. It's like, my mom's from here.
Charming.
I
Go on.
I think it's a good place so far. I don't really know how things should, what may be out of place, so I'm not going to really try to make waves until I figure out my own place in this.
You said your mother's from here.
Yeah, not the city, but Mexico in general.
Interesting. What was your name again?
Wesley Jones, but people call me Wes. No one calls me Wesley.
She kind of just looks you over. Anyone can feel free to get a wits and insight if they would like.
I'll do it because Wes is just drinking his Coke. Man. Wits and insights.
I got 2.
I got 30.
Anyone else? If there
I can do it too.
Yes, everyone. Everyone can feel free. You don't have to if you don't want to.
2 successes.
Jason, will you be rolling?
Yeah, may as well. One success.
Trey, Jason, Victor, you see her assess him for a moment, but I'm not entirely sure what it means. Wesley, as you are the target of conversation, it seems you are a little bit more focused. She looks like she's making mental notes. She's looking you quite literally up and down. You get the sense you're not exactly prey in this moment. But she's going to remember you, and she's memorizing facial features. She asked your last name. You're not entirely sure what that means, but she is likely going to look into you for some reason.
My family's dead.
As she's doing this, she says, "Who was your sire, Victor? Who granted you this gift?"
Maria.
There's a sharp look of recognition. No insight roll needed. Her eyes light up a bit. Her smile becomes a little bit more broad. Maria Katerina.
The same.
Most interesting indeed. And are you hoping to uphold her legacy in Mexico City?
Maybe the legacy she had a long time ago. But she changed.
Did she? It's been some time since we spoke. How is she?
Dead.
I'm very sorry for your loss. It must be hard. You must be grieving still. Time is very different for us. It may take you hundreds of years to get over such a thing. If you'd like... No, I think it's only appropriate. By all means, we can resume business after you've cleared your head a bit. Perhaps you'd like to indulge yourself in my establishment.
I appreciate the offer, but I'm fine. Like I said, primarily we're just going around. Wanted to meet people, say hello, try to learn the way of everything here. Make sure we're not stepping on anyone's toes.
You're fine, you say. I find that very difficult to believe, even for our particular organization. The loss of one's sire is quite difficult, especially if you were close, perhaps even in the same pack. Were you in the same pack, Mr. BELLSHANE? Now, before you answer, I would like to remind everyone, I call for roles quite often. You guys can feel free to request a role if you would like. At any point, be it insight, perception, things of that nature. You don't need to wait for me.
Awesome. I guess Wes will just look around because he doesn't know what they're talking about. Like, he's too new, so he's just like...
I definitely would like to roll to see if I can remember what Maria's legacy in Mexico even was.
I see. For you, Wes, it'll be wits and awareness. Just taking your surroundings in. I'll give you more. It won't be a set difficulty necessarily, but the more successes you get will depend on how much information you pick up in this space. Victor, this will be a sort of history. What you were taught by Maria. Wits. I'll let you choose your skill.
Last time we did academics when we were trying to do a history kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know if academics would be fitting for this, so I'll let you choose whatever skill you feel is appropriate. If you think that's academics, that's perfectly fine. But this is more personal history. So it's entirely up to you.
Maybe politics.
Politics, I can see an argument for politics.
Am I able to hear this conversation?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
TREY, conversation has sort of stopped. Even with the individual talking to himself, he's kind of just muttering still, just like, no. Maria's bread. Interesting. Delicious.
Oh, this guy's fucking weird. I'm gonna scoot away from him.
I got 6 successes and a critical.
6 successes and a critical. Wesley, everyone's looking at them now. There is no side conversation. There is no, inhalation of hookah, or the shisha, I should say. Everyone is staring at the 2 individuals, Victor and Hanna. The only other light conversation is, again, that European-looking gentleman in the back just sort of...
Do I finally notice him?
Oh, yeah.
Or Wes is like, so this is serious. I don't know what the fuck that guy's doing.
So I rouse the blood and I rolled politics and wits and
Excellent.
7 successes with a
7
crit.
successes. You know that Maria, when she came to you, said that she found a Methuselah and diablerized said Methuselah. Upon you guys getting to know, where she's been, what she's been up to, she was in Mexico City for a time. Sans pack. After talking to everyone else, she came alone. Apparently, she had a meeting with her sire here. As for her legacy, she was relatively well known as a bishop can be. And she was ambitious. You know this from personal experience. She was trying to build something, and she was going about it in risky ways. You didn't realize it at the time due to, the Valderi, the joy of seeing her again, and a whole slew of emotions and ritual that took hold. But you realize her history in Mexico is muddied. Great in the beginning, excellent in the middle, and then quickly fell near the end of her life. Sounds like she may have started her path of descent here. So Hanna likely is referencing her failures.
Well, as I said, as far as following my sire's legacy, it would be what she was in the beginning, not what she was towards the end.
I see. And have you explored the possibilities of what she's done?
No.
Good. I would hate to see another of Montano's line fall so far from grace. Perhaps you should seek out your grandsire. Maybe he could put you on a path. Something to get your mind right.
I was under the impression that he had answered the beckoning.
This is true. So I suppose he's just out of your reach then. Again, anyone in the room can feel free to make a wits and insight roll.
Bitch is hiding something.
2 successes.
How many, Trey?
2.
Two from Wes as well.
3.
Jason, will you be rolling?
Three successes.
3 successes. Victor, focus of conversation. You are keyed in. You can pick up something here. Jason, the same. Not exactly focus of conversation, but lineage is important to the Hakata. Even the United family, still in close vicinity and behind closed doors, will introduce themselves as Samedi, Putneska, Giovanni. Lineage is important. So you take great interest. You're learning things even about Victor that you didn't know before. Descendant of Montano is new. Maria Caterina is his sire. She is dead. You are keyed into this conversation as well. Victor, Jason, both of you see Hanna smiling to herself, as if she's sharing a private joke with no one. She knows something. The way she says, just out of your reach. There's something there. She knows something about your grandsire, Victor.
And I roll charisma and persuasion to try to sweet talk her into
Absolutely.
giving me a little bit more.
Absolutely. I'll remind you as well, and I don't believe we covered this in our conversations for our new players. You guys can feel free to make any roll you would like. A charisma persuasion, charisma manipulation. The roll means successes. The roll means possible information. However, I'm more inclined to lower the difficulty if you make a compelling argument or if you sort of role play that out. Convince me, make me want to tell you something, and your difficulty may be a little bit lower. So just something to keep in mind for the future. Victor, you can feel free to make your roll if you would like to hold on to those successes and, again, make that compelling argument. Twist those words around. By all means, just hold on to your number until you do so.
I successed on Rouse the Blood again.
I did indeed see a single die roll. You are...
I'm doing good tonight. I had a question. When you roll, if you get 2 regular crits, but it also has a messy crit, which one takes the precedence?
Your normal crit.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Unless you'd like to explore that possibility. By all means, I'm not inclined to force you to do anything. If you'd like a messy crit, I'll happily grant you one. So, you have your successes.
I don't want to be responsible for Edge character killed.
Fair. You can feel free to hold on to your number and make your compelling argument, or if you are confident in your number, share it with the class.
You keep bringing up my sire, and I wasn't quite. The impression that I got was that it wasn't as important anymore, our lineages. But the way that you're speaking of Maria and of him, it seems like you know him.
Make something clear, Mr. BELLSHANE. Clan means nothing. Your lineage, who you come from, does still carry some merit. Besides, it's difficult to ignore such a lineage. What do you know about your grandsire?
Nothing. And I had 8 successes.
Excellent. Well, allow me to be the first to educate you. He was a harsh man, a strict man. Still is. You'll be happy to hear that you still have family out there, I suppose. You are correct in saying that he succumbed to the beckoning. Willingly, happily, and with joy in his eyes. But for one such as him, even the beckoning can be fought. He went of his own volition, Victor. And he returns whenever he sees fit. Even I don't know how he did it. And I was his consort. For a while. So I guess you could say that makes us family as well. You seem disappointed.
Not disappointed at all. More so curious.
He's not here, if that's what you're wondering.
And do you still talk to him?
On occasion, he is fickle. We no longer have the relationship we used to. Especially since Maria lost her way. She and I had a small scuffle.
Let's be honest, Maria never had small anything with anyone.
You are correct. I'll be plain with you, Mr. BELLSHANE. I know your grandsire's name, and I have the means of contacting him. Your lineage has history with me. Some could say that I am the way I am now because of your lineage. I'm not inclined to give you his name. Not yet. But if you're looking for allies, I'm going to keep you at arm's length. I'm sure you understand why. I did love Maria like a sister, so Auntie Hanna won't be making the same mistakes twice. But you are welcome here. And you know what they say about family. No one touches your family. So let me know if anyone gives you any trouble.
Thank you. I'm very happy that everything, at least that you don't hate me because of what she did.
The sins of the father will not be inherited by the son. I think that's how that verse goes. But enough about old history, but enough about... Frankly, enough about you, Victor. What about the two of you? Mama was from Mexico. Any other ties to the city?
I have no ties here. I shall be deciding my own place here.
I no longer have a family. Well, my old one, I guess. I was a street orphan.
It builds character. Count yourself lucky you grew up learning to survive. You'll be relying on those skills a lot here, I imagine.
I assume so.
Where were you both last? Tell me everything.
We just came from a small town in Arizona in America, and then we stumbled, or I guess Victor stumbled onto us. I don't know, but we had a run-in with those hunter guys, the Inquisition or whatever. So we went with Victor, and he told me he could help me. So here I am.
That's awfully sweet of you, Victor. Taking in lost and wayward souls.
Everybody has to start from somewhere. Speaking of, we're doing a lot of talking, but we've not really heard much about you, Hanna. Or your lovely seven, as I'm just gonna look around the room at them all and try to just take them all in.
You do this, the seven are watching the two of you speak. You gesture to them and you kind of look around the room, and there's a shared smile as you turn your head. What's your rolling there, buddy?
What's an awareness? I got one.
You catch the shared smile and the obviously the individual that's kind of talking to himself. Still no sign of TREY, unfortunately. Hopefully he's staying out of trouble.
I'm making my way back towards the door.
Understood. Hanna speaks up and says, I'm an open book, darling. By all means, you have questions, just ask.
How long have you been here in Mexico? Is this your home?
Oh, a good 50, 60 years. As I am now. I mean, before that, 15, I think.
So born and bred, you could say.
Pedigree at its finest, dear. If there's nothing else, and by all means, mingle, enjoy yourselves. This concludes business. You'll see me drifting out and about. She
I have a
rises.
stupid question.
Hmm.
Wesley looks up and goes, "Why don't you call yourselves the 8?"
It's a little.
Doesn't quite
Or
have the
just
same ring to it.
Or like just your gang? Why? My point is, why are you like specifying the number?
That's an excellent question. Hanna and the 8 doesn't have quite as much of a ring to it now, does it? We can call
Yeah,
ourselves
okay.
the 9, but I'm fairly certain there was a film made of something similar title.
Oh yeah. Oh. Man, I miss movies. That was my only question. That's all I had.
Word of advice. Old time reels. Those will get you what you need for your movies.
Use older technology. Huh. And as Wes is just sitting there, it's just like a light bulb moment. She's just blowing his fucking mind. Like, huh.
I think you just floored the poor boy.
Huh.
We have to help where we can. Feel free to mingle. I'll be out and about as well.
Thank you for your time. I'm sure and I hope that we'll see much more of each other.
I'm sure we will. A good night to the 3 of you.
Thank you.
Good night, ma'am. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go explore the bar. You have a wonderful.
As you guys depart from this space, Trey, are you following behind them when the door finally opens?
Yeah.
Excellent. Then we're gonna go on.
As I leave, can Wes walk by the guy who was talking to himself? Because he just wants to he's like, that guy's weird, but I want to know what weird stuff he's saying.
Absolutely. You pass by him and you can just hear him speak just business. All is done with business. He looks up at you as you walk by him and is just pretty. And kind of looks down again and just, such a shame.
I go to find Jason. I don't like this at all.
And we'll return very shortly with perhaps that conversation. Perhaps our K-Knights will choose to mingle here. But for now, a quick 5-minute break. And we'll be with you again very shortly. Welcome back. When last we left our K-Knights, they had just finished their meeting with Hanna and the 7, and are now... Well, now they have an option to imbibe in the establishment and mingle As that's their choice, though. We rejoin Wesley and Jason. Wesley walking up to Jason after hearing strange things from one of the seven.
No, Jason, look. Okay, so yeah, I know. Like sometimes I blow things out of proportion. It's like, oh, he's young, oh, he's inexperienced. But there was this guy in there, and like he's kind of doing like a Gollum thing where like he talks to himself. It wasn't like precious. It was like he was talking about us, and he kept saying it was a shame, like it was like something bad was gonna happen to us. Like he was being ominous as hell, right? Like I was playing a video game, like he was like NPC, like warning me of danger, sort of levels is what I was getting. He looked up at me and called me pretty, and then I asked him what, and then he said, "It's such a shame, such a shame." It's like, sorry, lunge. I don't know. I just it feels weird. It feels are there people like us that can like see the future or anything, or is he just like a crazy person?
Yeah, to both, actually. Yeah. So
It's not helpful. That's not a helpful thing.
I'm just saying, like, he could be crazy and he could see the future.
Are those things like correlated? Like, or is it one or the other? Or is it like, is it both always?
Sometimes it's both. In his case, it's probably both. He's like, there's an entire clan of people that are all just like that.
Okay, so I'm from the Shadow Clan. You're from the Ghost Clan. You're telling me there's a whole clan of crazy seeing the future people?
Yep. That is exactly what I'm telling you.
Cool.
Yeah, don't make
Wesley looks over to the bartender. 3 shots. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
3 shots are poured. Victor, looks like your 2 companions are content to stay here and mingle a bit. Is that something you would like to do as well?
Yeah, probably gonna walk around and just make small talk with anybody that's not grinding on each other on the dance floor.
Difficult to do. I will remind everyone again, TREY is still fucking missing.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye out for him and our tour guide that disappeared on us.
Go.
It's very easy to find Felix. He's created a small circle around himself, not exactly by like being popular, you gather, but he is dancing. It can be called dancing. Can also just be called flailing.
Dancing.
Yeah, he is covered in luminescent paint, wearing a bunch of glow sticks and like the little glow hoops. People are giving him a kind of a wide berth. People are kind of into it, but also kind of like, not the vibe, man. Just not the vibe.
It don't be buzzing.
Bro, it's not grooving.
I'm gonna find out what's in the surprise room.
Surprise room.
Can West scan the crowd looking for TREY and also just like getting a look since we've moved areas?
TREY's kind of
But
been
the
missing.
dungeon room was the one that you really wanted to go into.
I changed my mind.
Wes is gonna go to the dungeon room to look for TREY while he goes to the surprise room.
Dungeon room is much like you would imagine. There is a wooden X. Someone is strapped to it. There are a couple people in here in various bits of leather and various bits of undress. You are readily welcomed and asked if you would like to join with anyone in particular, or if you would like to just watch. A chair can be pulled up if you'd like.
Wes is so taken aback that he takes the chair. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll take a chair.
West, you witness things.
He sits down. I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
I feel like I should make you make a roll for that, but we'll get to that very shortly. It's an interesting time. There are things happening here that you wouldn't have thought really to have tried. Some things that you know for a fact you'll never try. Others you think you might be willing to keep your mind open a bit. TREY in the surprise room. Is that where you want to go?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Excellent. In this space, TREY ESBRICK, it is wholly and completely dark. You follow someone into the surprise room as, again, interacting with things kind of gives you away, an invisible force opening a door. A gentleman steps into the surprise room, clearly drunk, clearly under the influence of some manner of drug. Close the door behind him. This room is silent. There is no bumping of music. There is no light. There is only darkness here. The only sounds you hear are this gentleman. Hello? I'm here for my surprise. There is no response. After a few moments, you can hear him getting bored as well. Then there is a light just in the corner that glows a dim blue. Then another, a pink, a yellow, a red, a green. All of these lights begin to flash. You can see in this space it has been soundproofed, heavily padded with foam. The corners of the room were lined with some sort of rubber lining. In this space, this gentleman is taking it in as well, looking up at the flashing area. All these lights flashing, creating almost a pattern. You also notice that the floor is stained with blood. There are bits of flesh and chunks of bone cast over to the corners. This individual doesn't seem to have taken it in yet. There is one other door you can tell from the outline of the foam that has been cut out. The door begins to open. Hanna and her 7 arrive fully nude, their fangs completely out. This individual looks and goes, "Whoa, I don't know if I'm ready for, a group thing or like, I'm pretty straight. I don't know if I'm ready for, the group." And I just looked at him. Shh. It's all right. Look at how beautiful the lights are. She goes over to him and puts her finger along his temple. Give me wits and occult, please.
Two successes.
Say 2 successes?
Yep.
Something is occurring here. Some manner of sorcery or powers. But he begins to undress himself. He lies down on his back. Now this is normally a moment where we would fade to black, as the entire group begins to copulate. Fornication is occurring here. TREY Again, it is very difficult with Obfuscate. If you wish to leave, you will be giving yourself away to a point.
I guess I'll just fucking sit quietly in a fucking corner until the coast is clear.
Indeed. Quietly in the corner, listening to not-so-quiet sounds. This goes on for several minutes. And then you hear a terrible scream as his arm is ripped from his body. Hannah's still on top of him. Pure pleasure on her face. No amount of drug, no amount of... well, some amount of discipline powers can take this pain away, but it seems like they don't want it gone. They want it there, and they all begin to feed. They don't stop their fornication. That doesn't stop them from feeding either. They tear bits of flesh from him. They take his limbs, and they sink their teeth into whatever bits they can. All the while, Hannah's on top, smiling, watching her 7 feed. After a while, when he is begging for his life, she leans down. The sounds of fornication have all but stopped. She whispers in his ear, "Shh. Surprise." She sinks her teeth into his throat, tearing out a chunk, and lapping up the blood as it spills.
I feel nauseated. Do I get nauseated? I would get nauseated.
I feel like you would get nauseated. They don't clean up. The lights continue to flash as their naked forms begin to stand, covered in blood and viscera. They depart the same entrance that they came in. Soon you are alone with a shredded corpse, naught but flashing lights and blood to give you company. The whole endeavor lasted about 7, perhaps 10 minutes.
That felt like an eternity.
Indeed.
I'm gonna just walk out traumatized.
Mr. ESBRICK, your humanity is at 8 or 9?
8.
You have just watched a man be torn to shreds. You could have done something. You could have done anything. But instead, you sat in the corner, quietly. Perhaps due to your own fear. Perhaps due to your own indifference. Please take 2 stains from your humanity.
Oh, shit! God.
Now, that doesn't mean a loss quite yet. But we'll see if you can keep it 8. Victor, Jason, Wesley. Where do we find you 3? Well, I know where we find West, taking tedious notes.
Wes is like, clearly Trey is not here. Some of this stuff, interesting. Some of it, horrifying. I'm gonna abscond.
Indeed. Where do we find Victor and Jason?
Jason is kind of just looking around, trying to see if he sees Trey anywhere. He's not really going in and seeing the rooms. He's just like, maybe he's in this crowd somewhere. And just kind of walking through it.
Gotcha. I don't believe you have anything that will allow you to see Trey, and you'd have no reason to use such a thing. Well, I mean, no, he's still fresh and new. Obfuscate's not something he's used often enough where you'd be searching for him like that. You don't find TREY, at least not in this moment now. But you are drifting from room to room. People make conversation. People try to pull you into rooms and get you to join in the festivities. Yeah. Victor, what about yourself?
Victor was wandering around making small talk with people,
Understood.
just trying to get a general vibe from everyone.
You do, like I said, see Felix just flailing. He makes eye contact with you. His pupils are saucers. He looks at you and says, Victor! Did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, it seems like you did too.
Excellent. Come dance with me.
What?
Dance with me, Victor.
I don't dance.
Come
I
on!
don't dance.
You see him move his fingers in a pattern. He's got little lights at the end of each fingertip. Give me what's in occult.
Five successes
5 successes.
with a crit.
You know that he's using a disempower. You also know it doesn't seem to be malicious. Some of the people around you are already like, whoa. So you can choose to let this happen, or if you'd like to make an opposition roll, it's up to you.
I'm gonna keep playing the neonate role, and I'm just gonna let it happen.
You see, as he moves his fingers, the patterns continue. He traces lines of light across the air. And after a moment, they begin to stay, and he begins to sort of draw things. You see him draw little birds that go fluttering off. You see him draw animals that go scampering through the crowd. People part ways for these animals, as if they see them as well. You see him speaking to you as, it's a night for celebration, Victor. It sounds like you've made an ally. And he quickly, haphazardly, not great, but he draws the symbol of the Sabbat. He puts his hand through it, and it disperses into a mist that fills the floor, drifting from him out to everyone else.
I'm just gonna stare at him and smile.
Very clearly, he's high as a kite. He likely fed on someone with insane amounts of acid or some drug in their system.
I gotta go find my kids.
All right, Victor. I'll be here. You see Wesley stepping out of the dungeon room.
Yeah, so TREY is not in there. Not in there.
You left the
Also-
bar like 5-10 minutes ago, so
I learned a lot of new things. I've
I
seen
bet.
things.
Learned or
I've seen-
experienced?
No, just learned. Just they gave me a chair. I don't know why. I said yes. I think I was just caught off guard, and I just sat there, and I watched. And now
Yeah, it
I'm
sounds
noticing-
like you're gonna be coming back.
I'm not sure about anything anymore. Listen, the point is TREY was not in there, so that's one room checked off.
Let's find the others so we can continue our tour of Mexico.
Oh, hey, maybe we could get Jason to text TREY because what's wrong, bro? We can't use our technology. I can't use my phone. I don't even know why I still carry it.
Victor, Wesley, you very quickly see Jason perusing the area, not exactly going into rooms, but he's being beckoned by a few people. You see him across the hall.
No,
Jason.
next time. Please, okay, please. No.
Ooh, Jason, ladies man.
I guess I'm
Almost all
gonna just
dudes.
look over and see you.
Hey, can you text TREY?
Yeah.
Does he usually leave his phone sound or?
I mean, if it's on his person, it should vibrate, right? So
We can find out real quick. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna send Trey a message real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at?
Trey, at this point, you've probably departed the room, a bit worse for wear.
Yeah, I would have left and closed the door behind me, and I imagine that sound of the door closing would have dropped my obfuscate, and I would be traumatized walking straight to the bar.
At the bar, you get a text. Where are you at, Trey?
The bar, drinking as much alcohol as I can, but all I text is at the bar.
Jason, you get this response at the bar.
All right, guys. I think he may have seen some stuff. Yes, he's at the bar.
he knows I'm the only one that. No, never mind. Let's just. It's not gonna taste like anything to him. I don't know why he would.
Maybe it's that bad.
He wants to taste ash. Okay.
Well, just as Uriel did to us, let's get over there.
Yeah, let's go.
I was already on my way. I was just letting you guys have your little conversation.
You're just like sitting there, one back and forth. Victor's 3 steps away. Oh, let's go catch up.
God, please.
You guys do this. You guys very quickly see Trey at the bar. Trey, people do come up to you and go, "Hey, do you want to join us for such and such activity?"
No,
And people come, leave.
Get away from
people
me.
go, and you aren't. This is not a place of quiet contemplation. Victor, Jason, Wesley, you guys see him. A woman kind of putting her arm on his shoulder, just like, "You look lonely."
I'm traumatized.
I can fix that.
No,
Victor, Wes, Jason, you guys see this.
I'm gonna walk up to him and put my hand on his shoulder. Where have you been?
Trey, you're joined by your friends.
round.
You see
Are you
several
ready to
shot
go?
glasses are here, empty. Eventually, the bartender just leaves you the bottle, Trey. You guys see this as well.
How's that liquid ash tasting?
I mean, doesn't taste too bad.
Was it that bad? What have you went through?
Yeah, what's up, bro? Where'd
Are we leaving?
you go?
Are you trying to get drunk?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Oh, I'm gonna look for the
Yes.
nearest drunk chick and just kind of pull her gently over.
You're gonna have to drop the bunny
This-
diet
this.
if you want to
Are
get
you
drunk.
serious?
for
This is
real.
the only way I could get drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also get high if they're
This
Look
is
at,
the only way.
Pretty much.
Look at the sheriff. Look at the sheriff over there, man.
You see Trey. You see Felix just flailing, lights all around him. People are kind of getting more into it. You know, the DJ has changed the music to kind of match the flailing. If he's not going to stop, you might as well at least, match the vibe he's clearly trying to put out. People are getting more into it. People are dancing closer to him, but he still is not dancing well, Trey. He's still just flailing and throwing up lights and hula hooping with a big glow stick.
Ignore that part. It's not about the performance. It's about the dance. It's about the passion.
I feel like Trey's been through enough stuff that he'd be like, fuck it, whatever, to get drunk at this point. And he'll drink
Victor's
from it.
right there to make sure that he doesn't kill her.
You do
Wes is
this.
smiling like Dark Kermit.
Trey, what is your current hunger at?
2.
2. Victor, being sure that he's not going to end her life. I still, for the sake of this, how much are you drinking, Trey? Are you trying to be inebriated?
Yeah. I'm trying to do whatever I can to, have a moment of relaxation and forgetfulness of what I just seen.
Excellent. You guys all see this woman. The kiss of a Canaanite is euphoria, and very clearly she's intoxicated, along with probably high. Her eyes are a bit bloodshot. She's into it. Trey, you are stopped after a while by Victor, just a little bit more cautious. And she kind of wanders off and is just a little more, not exactly pep in her step, more woo in her demeanor.
Making sure she's not going to the surprise room.
Better.
Excuse me.
Yeah, a little bit. Are we leaving now? Or what are we doing?
Welcome to the club.
I mean, there's a lot more people to enjoy.
I can go try to get Felix, but I don't think he's going anywhere.
You guys see Felix. He's still dancing. You guys also hear from across the room, down the hall, poking his head out from one of the rooms. You can hear somebody just like, "Guys, Michael's gonna do it! Circle 6-3! Room 11, go!" And people start to pour into that room.
Who's this Michael and what is he going to do?
Room 11?
Do we care enough?
I don't.
We are immortals with undeniable power. But Michael's finally going to do it.
Did Felix run that way too?
Is Felix going?
Yeah, did Felix go that way?
Felix kind of just looks a little bit grossed out. He's making his way over to the bar. Everyone else is kind of trying to pour in. It's a tightly packed hallway now. People are trying to clamber over one another and see inside the room. You hear...
Felix is mad. His vibes are ruined.
You already hear very strange sounds coming from room 11.
You ready to go, Felix? I think the kids are ready to go.
Can I peek in real quick?
Difficult to do. You'd have to kind of clamber through a crowd.
Or get on my shoulders.
We could double it up. West is 6'2".
Victor, Felix looks at you and says, "Yeah, you don't want to see room 11 right now. No one does the circle 6-3, and yeah, no, don't watch room 11."
Yeah, but what is a circle 6-3?
I'll give you a hint. All right, it involves a silk handkerchief, a box full of ice, chicken livers, and a live donkey.
Now I gotta see.
No.
He had me at silver. Hey, let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna peek. I'll be right back, guys. Just give me 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 2.
Wes, are you
Wes
gonna go
is
peek?
Yeah, Wes is gonna book it over there. Just be like around the corner real quick.
Roll me your unspent willpower.
Wes ends up joining it.
Yo.
I kind of wanted.
1 success.
1 success. Wes, I'm not going to describe this to you, but I'm going to say you take 1 point of aggravated willpower damage. No one should be that excited to go see room 11. You see hints of the things that Felix has said. You also see a room full of people. There are 12 people in total, and then 1 person in the center of all of this activity. No one should see what's inside room 11, or what those chicken livers are used for.
Huh. I wish I could puke. Worth it, but I wish I could puke.
Good.
I've seen things you couldn't possibly imagine.
Told you. Felix kind of looks at you and just...
Was it worth it? Yes. When
No.
I touched heaven, I came back screaming.
Those are fresh chicken livers.
Oh, I could tell.
On the string. They shouldn't go in like that. They make beads for that.
I know. It's amazing how it's possible. That's the shocking part. I was so captivated yet horrified at the same time.
Man, that dude's gonna be prolapsed for probably...
I don't want to think about that part. I don't want to think about that part.
No, it's...
Why are you adding details that don't need to be added, Felix?
You chose to go see it. I don't know what to tell you.
And you chose to keep talking about it.
Are you guys we leaving?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. He starts to take off the glow sticks and just toss off the little finger lights.
How long do we have until sunup?
Still a decent amount of time. This has taken 2 sessions, but it's in reality taking you guys a couple hours.
Hey, I got a quick question.
For me or for him?
For the storyteller. To use a power, do I need to have eyes on for a power?
Depends on the power.
Atavism is basically I make an animal go berserk.
Let me double check.
Hi.
Saying, yeah.
Is there anything we gotta do before the night ends, before we have to go take shelter?
I was trying to make rounds to all of the hats that were mentioned.
Could we hit another before sunup? Or
That's what I'm thinking.
Atavism is an animalism ability, correct?
Yeah.
What level?
Loser in his beast whisperer.
Level 2. Says the animal itself must be able to smell, hear, or see. Oh, smell, hear, or see the user in question. So the animal must be able to smell, hear, or see me for me to use it.
There we are then.
What are you trying to do?
I just
Trying to make the donkey go crazy.
Please no. Please.
Unfortunately, with that being said, you would be unable to use this, depending on your target, I should say.
Okay.
Would you like to try?
Well, my target would be the donkey, but I'm not trying to see what what Wes see. So
I mean, didn't the power say or?
Smell, hear, or see. Cannot see him. Certainly can't smell him with the things that sense being bombarded. You could possibly shout out and try to amongst the.
So just around.
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I'm too traumatized for this anyway. It's all right. It's okay.
Understood. With that, as you guys leave, where are you guys heading?
I think. What do you think, Felix? The Greeks or the Nos?
Best to do the Nos first. They'll be upset if I find out that they were the last stop.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to piss off Nos again.
Again.
Yeah, it was an incident. It's okay. It got smoothed over.
No. I'm gonna wait outside for that one. I'm gonna see if I can sober up. I didn't expect you guys to be so quick. With that being said, as you guys begin to walk down the street, we will take a moment to examine TREY ESBRICK. 8 humanity. That leaves 2 boxes that should be unmarked. Until you took 2 stains, in which case none of your humanity is unmarked. You'll be making me a remorse check. Now, for a remorse check, you would usually roll your unmarked humanity. However, all of your humanity is marked either with stains or with the levels that you are at. You'll be rolling a single die. If you succeed, you will have felt bad enough about your inaction and watching this gentleman die, be torn to shreds, and you will remain at humanity 8. If you fail, the beast is won, and a bit more of your soul is consumed. You will lose some of yourself tonight. Let's find out what happens. Please roll me that single die.
Success. I'm still in it, baby. Oh.
1 success. You will be better next time. You will not let such an atrocity happen again. You can be better. Please remove all stains as your remorse fills you with the confidence that it was a shame that it happened, but it won't happen again. This thought comes to you. You hear your beast whisper, "Not if I have anything to say about it. If I have anything to say, we'll be involved."
Fucking pervert.
With that, we close this chapter of Book of Saints. Our Canaanites having an ally and realizing, one of them at least, realizing just how dark the world of darkness could be. We thank you for joining us. I, of course, have been your storyteller, Ramos the Nomad, aka Gilbert Ramos. You can find me everywhere. on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, at Ramos the Nomad. You can find all of us and the things we do, twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads, and on Twitter, @_Rolling Nomads. If there's anything else you guys would like to plug, now's the time. Personal Twitters, personal Twitches. Understood.
I don't have a life, man.
Well, that's quite alright. We'll see you all again next Friday. No, we won't. We will be taking a small break next Friday, as I have a house guest, and it would be kind of rude to have them just kind of sitting around for the amount of time that I spend running things here. We'll be taking a break next Friday. You can pick us up the following Friday. And if you'd like, you can watch the YouTube videos to get yourself refreshed before then over on youtube.com/Rolling Nomads. But for now, we'll see you in a couple weeks.